I opened this hour with saying fairness inside the courtroom. Is it even possible for former President Trump? Brett Tolman, former federal prosecutor, former counsel to the Senate Judiciary Committee, and former U.S. attorney for Utah. So with all of that experience, will Donald Trump get a fair trial?
Harris, thanks for having me on. You know, that is the question. Right now, there's an effort that we used to call the crystal ball effort, and that was to try to read the minds and hearts of the people that we were putting on a jury. And I will tell you this, I have lost my confidence that I was able to predict. I was surprised. Wow. More often than not, folks that I thought were solidly in on our side in a case, I would learn later that they were not. And so I think what you do is you put the most intelligent, hardest working people you can on the jury. And if you do that, you're going to have a fair chance at them actually working in the jury deliberation room. And that has transcended a lot of the games playing and a lot of the crystal ball effort that you go through trying to select them, is that hardworking nature.
Were you surprised at all after the hiccups that we saw? 96 people times a couple of days. I mean, they were looking at nearly 100 people per day. They took Wednesday off. But north of 50% were being kicked out. They seated 7 at one point and then dismissed 2 of those that they had already confirmed and had seated over the idea of impartiality. I mean, are you surprised that they seated so many people so quickly yesterday?
I was not surprised. What really happens in a jury selection is it's not a jury selection. It's actually a jury elimination process. So you're continually filling the jury, and then you're pulling people out. And I would expect, Harris, that over the next several days, even after trial begins, that we're gonna lose a few jurors.
Really?
You're gonna have jurors that have something come up in their family or some urgent matter, and that's why you're seeing so many.
But over impartiality?
No. It will be practical reasons. After they're seated, it will be practical reasons. And unless something comes to light, they discover something on social media or they discover something that's very compelling, you're not going to have it over bias or prejudice. It's going to be an analysis of whether they can serve the remainder of the trial, because this is going to be a very difficult trial. So many people are going to want to know the identity of these jurors, and the level of scrutiny is probably beyond any trial we've had.
Because as Americans, at some point in our lives, we're all called upon to do it, and you don't want to put those people in a position where they feel pressed upon. Brett Tolman, that was a forensic view at what we're about to see, and we needed to have that science lesson on what's going to happen in the courtroom. Thank you very much, my friend. Have a great weekend. Chaos.